Right, so, that's not how you start a podcast. It's Monday. It is the Hootcast. This is the Hootcast. I've named it Hootcast because, yeah, I didn't have a name, so I just decided to call it Hootcast. This is a podcast, a YouTube video, an all-round exciting situation. You might be listening to an audio version of it on houseofhoot.com. I'm Dan. I do this for fun. And I am a guy who... I don't have anything to say. That was a weird thing to bring up from the start. What I did want to say straight from the start is thank you if you... So let me go to the House of Hoot YouTube channel, because on the House of Hoot YouTube channel, the video that I did yesterday, if I can give it a click there, is up to 365 views right now. 365 views inside 24 hours. So that's my best ever intro to... That's an awful way to stop there. But that's my best intro to any YouTube video ever that I've done. So that's pretty exciting, pretty big news. So thanks to... I think I know why it happened, because I was the first person accidentally with the Huawei news that came out yesterday, which was basically Google have suspended their support of Huawei. Yeah, that's right. Due to Donald Trump deciding that American companies aren't allowed to trade with Huawei anymore due to irregularities. Things that I'm not going to go into. What I am going to go into, though, because I kind of left it on a cliffhanger yesterday, I kind of left it in a situation where if you didn't know any better, you potentially would have thought that you were in danger by owning a Huawei phone. Now, since yesterday, more stuff's come out. More information has become available. Reuters are reporting this morning that Huawei had released a statement. I'm not going to read the statement, but I am going to go over some stuff. Today, I got asked by... Well, my dad just bought a Huawei phone, so he might be worried. One of my friends got a Huawei phone. A couple of people at work were asking me because they know I'm into tech and that sort of thing. Dan, am I okay? What does it mean to me to have a... What does it mean to me? What does this news mean? What does it mean to me as a normal, standard person owning a Huawei phone? Well... If you've got Huawei in your phone right now, Huawei? Is that how we're saying it? Huawei. That feels wrong. If you've got Huawei in your hand right now, or you own a Huawei, you're fine. Effectively, Huawei have said that they are going to support... Basically, they've got Google certification on all of the devices that are already out in the market, that are already on shelves at the moment, so anything up to the P30 Pro, I think, is covered. You're not going to lose support for it. Google are happy to do that. EE, who are a carrier in the UK, if you're from the US or somewhere else, you're probably not aware of EE. They're basically like T-Mobile. So they were tweeting today, don't worry, we're going to work with Huawei, and we're going to work with Google, and we're going to work out any sort of issues that may arise. So you should feel supported by that. The good news is that the Chinese government probably don't care about your texts anyway. If you're texting your friends saying how weird you think it is that somebody's on a first date and they're Snapchatting pictures of themselves on a first date with a woman. And that's a real life situation that happened to somebody I know. It's a weird thing to do. Probably using a Huawei phone on the first date to impress the girl. Because I mean, you can be impressed with a Huawei phone. It's got 3 lenses on the back. So it's got the zoom lens, it's got some nice camera in there, the Leica lenses in there. So you crack that out. She might just have an iPhone, so she's kind of like middle of the road. And nothing against iPhones, obviously, but you know, iPhones aren't that imaginative. Huawei P20 Pro, P30 Pro in this case, in this example, get that out, front-facing camera, like perfection on the front-facing camera, on the selfie. You know, you're going to have strands of hair, you're going to have beard hairs, you're going to look impressive, you're both going to look amazing. So maybe it was his way of saying, Huawei P30 Pro, I've just bought this, let's make ourselves look our best. And that's why they went on the first date with some photos that came up on Facebook. That's a weird thing to trail off on. I'm talking about Huawei at the moment. So, bad things for Huawei. Huawei owners at the moment. Well, let's go sort of semi-good. Android Q, which is coming out in a couple of months, maybe next month, maybe the month after, I don't know. It's in beta test at the moment, I believe. That's probably going to come out because Huawei have got the code for that. Huawei have already started building that. They've already started building their proprietary stuff for it. So you're pretty safe. You're going to get the next version of Android Q. You might not get Android R, which is due out in 2020. But what can you do? You went and bought some Chinese government spy tech. So of course, it's your own fault. You took that risk. So you don't deserve Android R, according to Donald Trump. Next bad thing, we've got can you hear my laptop? My laptop's going insane right now. You can hear that, it's loud, very loud. Yeah, so apologies for that. I'll try and fade that out. So security system updates might be slow because Huawei now won't get early access to them. So routinely, Google will give access. They'll be like, here you go, a month early. Give them a little heads up. This is what we're going to bring out in the next month. Make it work with your proprietary stuff. So make it work with One UI if you're on Samsung. I don't know what the Huawei one's called, but basically do what you do to make it good for your customers. And that's why Android can be delayed with their security updates, with their just full updates in general. So Google Pixels will always get the updates first because obviously Google make it, so Google want you to have the most recent stuff on there. That means that what that means for Huawei owners is basically there's something called the Android Open Source Project, which is basically an open source version of Android that anyone can have, anyone can use, anyone can put on a phone. Now, Huawei becomes anyone. So Huawei becomes a company that is not affiliated with Google anymore. They don't have access to the Google mobile services, which are I can go over a list of them. So the Play Stores for the apps, music, and other media. Google Photos will go. That won't be proprietary anymore. You will still be able to get hold of it, I imagine. YouTube, same thing. Google Maps, obviously. Google Drive, cloud storage, which is a big deal for me. So I would be kind of pissy about that if I lost that. Google Duo video calls, which nobody's using. Nobody's using Google Duo. Surely they're all using WhatsApp at this point. But yeah, so that's what you're potentially losing. Also, Google Assistant could be on the way out. But at the moment, it's all good news because you've still got it. It still works. You're still supported by it. It's just going forward with new Android devices, new Huawei devices, then it might be an issue. Huawei are hopeful that they're able to basically do something about it. So they're hopeful that they can come to some sort of deal with Google, with the people, because basically there is a system in place. Let me just find it because I was reading it earlier. So in theory, the US's Bureau of Industry and Security could issue a license to let Google continue their relationship to, or at least parts of it, to even make a U-turn and drop its restrictions altogether. So what that means is Huawei, if they present a decent enough case to, if Google and Huawei, I guess, will be making a joint case to the Bureau of Industry and Security, because Huawei are, as we know, the second biggest manufacturer after Samsung of smartphones in the marketplace. And they make some of the best smartphones as well. That's why people are buying them. That's why people are buying into the brand. Yeah, so they're trying to come up with some sort of arrangement with Google to keep using Android as it's their preference, and they feel that they've helped to enhance the platform down the years. But according to Jeremy Thompson, who is Huawei's UK Executive Vice President, that was a long way to go to get that. We've been making plans for this possible outcome, but it hasn't happened yet. So it just has happened now. So we've got a parallel program in place to develop an alternative, which we think will delight our customers. In the short term, it's not good news, Huawei, but I think that we can manage that and get through it. So Huawei basically saying that they're not worried. They're not worried because they know that reason will prevail. And if you've nailed your colours to the Huawei mask, then stay there. Because fundamentally, you've got a good phone. You've got a solid phone, or a tablet if you've got a tablet. You've got good technology there. And they're probably not listening to you. They probably don't care. The 5G stuff, they probably are listening to government stuff. But then the government, every single government is listening to each other. So it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, but it's not a big deal. Just buy into it. Just drink the Kool-Aid and you will be good. So, yeah, that's that. So I hope that cleared it up. If you have any more questions, because I did see in the comments of my last video, someone, let me find the comment because it was a decent little point, because I was thinking like has been confirmed there by Jeremy Thompson, that they could come out with some like super first party amazing operating system that blows everything else out of the water. It could be done. It could be based on Android, potentially. This guy in the comments is saying he hopes that Huawei will adopt a rootable AOSP, which is Google again, Android open source project system to help it get rid of Google's personal information collection. So it could be a good thing in a sense, because they could shed, almost like Linux on a desktop computer, almost shed everything that you don't want. No Google privacy issues. They're not collecting anything anymore. And then they get to give users the right to choose its own OS ROM from a third party. So you could choose what operating system you want to run. Seems weird. Could be cool though. I'm hoping that we get something good out of it. I don't know if we will. There's a couple of people on YouTube who are saying don't buy Huawei. Just buy Huawei. If you want a Huawei, they're still out there. They're still supported. Buy them while you can, because they're good phones. They are great phones. And you should go and buy one. I would buy one, but I'm not in the market for a Chinese listening device at the moment. I shouldn't say that, because I might never get to actually mess with one. Right, on to the next thing. We're going to talk about Google Pixels. We're going to talk about the Google Pixel 3a and the 3a XL specifically. So according to the unofficial bug tracker on Android Police, which is a website for policing androids. Android? No. I don't think it's affiliated with Google. Anyway, they are saying that apparently Pixels have always had a considerable amount of issues, but at the moment, the 3As and the 3A XLs are randomly shutting off at different times of the day. They're unpredictable, could happen in day or night, and it's when the device is not in active use. And the only way to get out of the reset is by holding the power button for 30 seconds. Once it's done, it'll pop back up, and then it potentially will shut down again. I've not heard of it happening yet, but I've not messed with one yet. I've not seen anybody with one of the smaller versions of the Pixel yet. So yeah, we can only go off hearsay. But some users are testing if a third-party app was the culprit, leaving it. Yeah, even when the device is in safe mode, their phones would randomly shut down. And one user said that it might be Wi-Fi related because it only ever happens when they're connected to the home network. So that's from Reddit. And that's it's a big deal. Apparently it used to happen with the Nexus 6P as well. Ugh. So what we're saying is Google don't know how to make decent phones that hold their charge. Hold the charge or just no. It seems weird to me that Google would go. Well, no, because they have to go after it. I'm still trying to justify Huawei. So they have to go with it because they're an American company. American companies aren't officially allowed to trade at the moment with Huawei. So that means Qualcomm as well. A couple of other chip manufacturers are not allowed to provide stuff. So that potentially opens up a new market. Well, it closes off a market share. It's bad. But it opens up new opportunities for different companies to come in. Maybe we get cheaper Huawei's, if we get Huawei's at all, because it is a political issue at this point. So we will see with that. Speaking of other political issues, for years, PlayStation and Xbox have been happy to not coexist, run parallel to each other, never to come together. So last week we got the news that PlayStation and Microsoft are going to be working together on streaming, cloud-based computing, gaming stuff. So we got that announcement. It was cool. People are rejoicing. I'm definitely rejoicing because I've got people on Xbox and PlayStation. Have done for a long time. Currently prefer PlayStation, which is something of a new thing to me. I'm just enjoying it a little more. I like how it works. I kind of like the controller a bit better now. Xbox feels clunky. But anyway, that's not what I'm trying to bring up here. Nintendo are going to use Microsoft Azure to get some of the similar love that PlayStation and Xbox are doing at the moment. So they're going to work together with Microsoft Azure, which is a cloud-based computing framework, I guess. It's how they're going to stream stuff in the future. It's how they currently stream stuff. I think so. I think Netflix maybe uses Azure. I might be wrong about that. But Nintendo are looking at ways to work with Microsoft. It's going to be powered by Azure. It means that more likely... Well, that doesn't make any sense. So Nintendo are just going to do their own thing. It looks like it's limited to regions, Japan and US at the moment. So no UK. Seems weird since we're here, we exist. Nintendo is trying to work with them because the framework's already there. So I don't know why. Nintendo are notoriously bad at online play. They've been notoriously bad at online for a long time. From friend codes, which is still there, I think, on the Switch. It's been a mess. And they released, was it Nintendo Plus? Is it called Nintendo Plus? Let me find out. Nintendo Switch Online. What's it called? Give me what it's called. Is it just called Nintendo Switch Online? I think it's called Nintendo Switch Online. Let's have a little look. See what we get here. Yes, it is. It's called Nintendo Switch Online. So let's go online player. See what we get. Close down that tab. So the membership options. Let's have a little look at the membership options because I'm not aware of this just yet. So $3.49 for 1 month, $6.99 for 3 months, $7.99 for 12 months for the whole year. That seems good. Yeah? No? I mean, what have they actually got? That's the issue. What have they actually got on there? Because they've got, like, obviously their own stuff. If we go from the Switch, see what they've got online. This website is terrible. Oh, there we go. So, Super Mario Maker 2, Mario Brothers U Deluxe, Smash Bros Ultimate. You'd get that. Maybe Let's Go Pokemon. Let's Go Pikachu. Let's Go Eevee. Mario Kart's good online. I've played Mario Kart online. Yeah, they're still doing backward stuff. So a streaming service, potentially the future. It could be a good thing for Nintendo, because at the moment they're always going to be. It seems because they were such a big part of people's childhoods, but they're always going to be an alternative. They're never going to be the big boy. They're never going to be the console that everyone wants. They're always a supplementary console. They're always the next console, and because of that, they've always got to do something to be different. So the Wii obviously sold bundles. The Wii sold millions and millions and millions of units. The Wii U not so much because it was ridiculous. The Switch sold okay, I guess. It sold good, but there's not any real hardcore gamers on it or games on it. You've got Smash Bros, but do you care about it? You've played it a million times before. Do you still care about it? I personally don't. I didn't buy it because I don't care enough to buy it. Mario Kart is kind of a staple of parties, so you always buy Mario Kart, but Smash Bros not so much. Mario Kart is the only game that all girls can beat boys at. It's a sexist thing, yes, but it's always happened since I was young. That and Street Fighter, they always get good at Street Fighter. It's the limited button games. If it's a complicated control scheme, they're not going to beat you at it. If it's a simple like 2-3 button system, they're all over it. They're going to beat you to death on every single game that you play. So yeah, Mario Kart, that's the reason to have it when you're flirting with the girls. You're trying to get yourself moving. You're trying to impress the lady. You pretend that you're letting them win. You're not letting them win because you're terrible at this, but you pretend you're letting them win. Then they think, oh, this is a guy that cares enough to let me win. They don't know that they're better than us at this. Not just us, people in general. Girls are better than men at Mario Kart. Controversial probably, but it's true. So, yeah, we're still in the streaming space, I guess. The Xbox 5, is that what they're going to call it? I've got some notes here. Let me just... I say I've got notes. I'm looking at my phone because I just liked a load of stuff before. So, Elite confirms that the next-gen Xbox is going to be revealed at E3 2019, which is in June? Yes, it's in June. According to rumours, it was suggested that Microsoft could be working on its next-gen Xbox. Yep, given that next-gen consoles are revealed during the mid or quarter waypoint. It's not really a surprise. We know that it's coming. A dude on the NeoGAF forum called Braldir claims to be an industry insider, said that the next-gen consoles will be revealed next month. There's going to... earlier in the year, it was suggested that there could be 2 different versions of the console, one of them codenamed Lockhart, and one of them is codenamed Anaconda. Anaconda and Lockhart. There's no correlation there, I don't think. One's a snake and one's a mythical... The last name of the girl from Final Fantasy, maybe? I think? It doesn't matter. Anyway, if the rumours are to be believed, one of the consoles is said to be a streaming-only device, which isn't news because we know about that. I think it's called Project X Cloud. Yeah, so they told us about that last year. So we know there's a streaming-only console coming. And there's also a local play console potentially coming, according to this dude, this random dude on the internet. What's he called? Bradil? I need to stop saying it. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to come out. I wanted to basically talk about Huawei. I wanted to say thank you to people who aren't bots, who came on, because I need to wait until I get the analytics really, who came on the first episode of it yesterday. It's a work in progress. We're trying it out. It's a bit more long form than I normally do with the unboxing videos, with the different stuff that we do. We're going to get guests on, probably. We're going to get guests on this week because we're going to talk about Game of Thrones, which was obviously last night. People are excited about it. People are upset about it. It was every single trend on Twitter when I woke up this morning was a Game of Thrones thing. So people are annoyed about it. They're trying to do the petition. Let's talk about the petition because while we're on it, I'm not going to talk about Game of Thrones because I've not watched it yet. So that'll come on like Thursday probably. But yeah, so they've done it. There's a petition. Let me find the petition because it's a very interesting petition. Game of Thrones petition. I should have switched over then. Making a fool of myself. Right, there we go. So we are a huge boost after the finale episode last night. Fans are upset with the last season, the way this last season's been written, and are demanding HBO write it again. People who start petitions for things that they're not in charge of, like if it's your local government, you're upset that a fence hasn't been painted, have a petition. You're upset that somebody that isn't you, a showrunner for example, has ploughed millions and millions and millions of dollars into making this big epic show that you've watched all the way through. They don't owe you anything because you haven't invested in this. You've invested time. Your time is worthless to HBO. They don't care. So you've invested all your time. You've followed the characters through. You're fully aware because the whole show has... It doesn't care about whether you like a character or not. It will just kill them. It's kind of... It's not a picky show. It doesn't care. It's got no time for who you like. It's just going to kill them. It's just going to kill the people. So you're upset that people haven't been killed how you thought they should have been killed? Is that what it is? Many fans are specifically upset at the way the Night King storyline ended and the actions of Daenerys in the penultimate episode, with people claiming the character development has been ruined. Now, I watched the first 3 seasons of it. Got bored of it. But Daenerys is a little bit of a psycho. She's a direct descendant of the Mad King. I think I'm right in saying. I know people are like getting annoyed at me now because I don't know what I'm talking about. But character development over 7 seasons, or 8 seasons, sorry. The way that they're talking about it is she was a nice person all the way through. I don't think she was a nice person all the way through. I mean, she wasn't in what I've seen. I've seen season 1 to 3, then I've seen season 7 and 8. And she's not a nice, she's power hungry. She's power mad. She's insane. So for people to be wanting to, or I guess overturn, have it rewritten, have it reshot, I don't understand what they actually want. It's just not satisfactory. And the guy who wrote it, George R.R. Martin, is saying that because the show's plot overtook that of the books, he's not finished the saga yet. And he's saying there could be another 5 seasons if it was completely faithful. It's kind of... Who... We don't want another 5 seasons. Do we? Do people want another 5 seasons of this? It's not an issue. I don't think. There's a lot of people complaining, but I can't... So it's up to 1 million. We're up to... Where are we up to? 1.2 million on the petition. The show's ending because 170,000 people to get involved overnight, hours after the final episode screened. The petition says that David Benioff and D.B. Weiss have proven themselves to be woefully incompetent writers when they have no source material to fall back on, which makes sense. I mean, if you get... It's kind of like... So if somebody who's better than you at fiction is writing, and then they leave you to your own devices, and you're not that good at writing, then things are going to... Not even not that good. Different is probably the best way to say it. If you're different in terms of George R.R. Martin's told you what you're going to do up until this point, then you guys go off on your own little tangent. Of course it's going to be slightly inconsistent. There's going to be a bit of difference. But what can you do? Apparently you can sign a petition. I hope it goes nowhere. I hope HBO basically, because the Sonic thing happened, and there was a Sonic petition. I'm sure there was. Where the frig is it? Right, Sonic redesign. So basically what happened was they brought out Sonic. He was basically a boy. Looked like a kid in pajamas, which stank of we're trying to basically save money by having a kid in pajamas on a green screen, an actual person. So director Jeff Fowler announced that Paramount will be changing his design for the final movie, even though it's already, well, the trailer's out, so it's already pretty much done, I'm assuming. So he's gone back and he's decided that they're going to change that. That wasn't based on a petition, but it was based on people moaning on Twitter, moaning on Facebook, moaning on wherever, Reddit. And it seems like we're in a weird place now, where you shout loud enough and people will they'll just cave. Seems weird. It seems like... So in the olden days when you'd watch a show and you didn't like an episode, you just didn't like an episode. That was it. You had no recourse. You couldn't go on Twitter. You couldn't yell about it. There was nobody to call. Your hands were tied. That was it. You watch the next episode and hope it's better. Now, they get militant and decide that they want to try and make HBO spend all this money again. And who's going to pay for it? Are you going to pay for it? Have you signed a petition? I'm looking right down the camera now. Have you signed the petition? Because if you sign the petition, and there's too many petitions at the moment, like actual petitions that make a difference, cool, I'll sign them all day. Ones that are just frivolous like this, if you started it, then you need to take stock of your life. There's real issues in the world, and we're signing petitions to see if we can get a different ending to Game of Thrones, which will still be the same ending because everyone's supposed to die anyway. That's the point. They ended it. There's no forward thing. There's no continuation of it. That's it. We're done. Game of Thrones is done. I'm still sat here talking on a little webcam thing. I've been doing it for ages. So yeah, Game of Thrones is done. We're going to talk about the last episode and the last season probably on Thursday. Maybe Friday. It depends. It'll be the weekend probably at some point. So that is kind of what I've got for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening if you're listening. And don't forget to subscribe to us on Facebook. No, not Facebook. YouTube. We're on YouTube. What am I talking about? On YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe if you're on the podcast app and listening via podcasts. And that's pretty much it. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, and there is a Patreon as well. The reason that I've done a Patreon is because I'm going to do behind the scenes stuff all the time. It's also going to be on Instagram, some of it. So we're going to do behind the scenes stuff, and we're probably going to do like a little vlog on YouTube. So keep your eyes out for it. Keep your eyes peeled. There will be fun stuff happening, and I'll also be doing more unboxings. So yeah, that's that. Thank you.